Hey guys, welcome back. I'm excited today. I'm going to do my first plan with me today. Last month, I just did a flip through where I planned offline and just did a flip through of my January setup. But this month, I thought it would be great for us to plan together. I have an awesome theme for February, it being Black History Month, in light of everything that happened in 2020 with racial injustice and police brutality, the marches, and Black Lives Matter. I thought this theme was perfect. So let's jump right in. Um, so in February, so what I'm going to do, this is my insert, my beginning month insert. Let me show you how I create this insert. I bought a different journal before to check it out, but it was just way too small. The pages are great. The GSM is like 180 and it's super thick, but it was just way too small. I couldn't get all my ideas in. So I went to the Scribbles, the larger notebook. So what I do, I still use these pages. I just find where the middle part is and snip the threads and pull that page out. And I use those for all my insert stuff. And you'll see what I'm talking about throughout the planning. So I just take it out and size it the way that I need it, whatever is appropriate for what I need it for. So that's how I created this insert. Now, I went a little bit further with our Black History theme and selected Marcus Garvey. He's a Jamaican uh, human rights activist. He was way back in the day. And he doesn't get too much press because he was a little bit radical. And I think that's why I like him. I like that. So, this is a quote that I'm going to start this month with, and it says, "The black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness." That's by Marcus Garvey. And I just realized that you'll see it in a minute that national, I'm missing the I in national, but I will fix that. So as I go through and trace these pages, I just want to talk a little bit about that I haven't posted in the last 2 weeks. And my three little subscribers, you will have noticed that my two videos that I put up, my 2020 flip through and my 21 um, setup, I actually pulled those videos down. Now, it's a very sensitive topic, but it happened, so it's out there. Might as well talk about it. I've always wanted to do a YouTube page, and as you can see, I have videos on my page that I posted like 2 years ago. So when I started, I didn't follow through. I didn't have the time, just life getting away, and I just wasn't as devoted to it. So coming into the new year in 2021, and just wanting to do something different and really just hone in and focus on what makes one happy. I said, you know what? I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and really put some time into it and pursue it. So I got into bullet journaling because I was looking for a way to get all my stuff in one notebook. My schedule, my calendar, my appointments, my budget, just everything I want in one place. And what's the stuff that's on the market really didn't fulfill all my needs. So I went searching on YouTube and I found bullet journaling and just jumped right in. So I journal for half of 2020, the last half of 2020. And so I thought, hey, I have, a couple of ideas here and there, something that I can add to this community that might be beneficial to somebody, that might add something to someone else. So why not share what I'm doing? So I did that and I jumped in both feet in 2021 and I posted my 2020 flip through and I posted my 21 setup. Well, needless to say, when you're dealing with public and putting stuff out on the internet, I don't have to tell anybody how careful you have to be. Well, I was careless. I just overlooked some things, and some of my personal, very intimate, private, personal journal entries went public, pretty much. Personal, very private journal entries went public, was posted, was up for every and anybody to read. Thank goodness to a viewer who contacted my husband and said, "Hey, y'all have this stuff out there and it's nuts." I was mortified. I just wanted to crawl into a hole and die. I mean, the most intimate, most personal thing that you could ever think of that was out there. And I thought, oh my God, I can't do this. Maybe this is a sign this YouTube thing is not going to work out for me. I need to just shut it down and let it go. And so I pulled those two videos down and was just really contemplating what to do. I wasn't contemplating, I had decided that I'm not going to do it no more. But I continued to journal and I just kept seeing this: do it afraid. I want to rule my destiny. And it just kept hitting me. And I said that I started 21 on that theme, that no matter what the thing is, I'm going to do it. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not careless or, just super spontaneous doing all types of wild things. I think about things and I really contemplate. And if it's something that I really want to do, promise myself that I would do it in spite of the fear, even though you may be afraid of whatever the outcome may be, or the failure, the success, sometimes the what someone else may think of you if they see you in that particular light, or just anything. Sometimes when you want to do new things, just the anxiety and having to do that uphill battle is a deterrent. So I had promised myself that that was a theme that I'm going to live by. Do it afraid. So I kept seeing that and I was just like, oh my God. Um, so here I am. I'm back and I'm going to continue to pursue this thing. I think once you've kind of decided that you want to be on I don't know, a public stage or whatever, you expect certain things, or if certain things come your way, you kind of know and understand. But when you are a complete bystander and you're getting all this backlash, like all your personal information is out, that's even worse. I made a conscious decision to be on YouTube, but my husband did not. And I was hurt that I hurt him in that way. Um, but in light of everything that's gone out, i- it's it's tough. It's tough these days in my home. We're working through some things and blah 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 blah. I don't need to get into those details, but it was enough to stop me in my tracks. But I've experienced a lot of loss, personal loss. My mother, father, sister, niece, it's just like been back to back to back in the last few years. And I don't know if that's just made me tough, or, just callous, made my heart a little bit hard or something. But if this had happened maybe 4 years ago, I would have absolutely crawled into a ball and been gone. But today, I can say that um, I'm not excited about the change, but I know it's not the end of the world. I know that I will survive. I will come out on the other side. And so it's what it is. It's what it is. And I'm dealing with it. I'm hitting it face head on. I'm facing it head on. and I'm back. I'm posting. I joke about my three little subscribers, but I have a little bit more than that. And I thank everybody for watching. I thank everybody for your support. Just, continue to like and share, and we'll see where this thing ends up. All right. Okay, guys. So, anyway, let's talk about what I'm doing here. This is my project page. I'm challenging myself to do a sewing project each month. So I got this idea from another YouTuber, and I just sort of customize it to fit me. So I have here, I will put whatever the name is. I will give her a name, whatever I'm making. I have the pattern number, the size that I'm going to use, any adjustments that I need to make. So I have space to put all those notes. I have a place where I can put swatches. Now, the reason why I say adjustments, let me go back a little bit, is pattern size are standard. And so if the bust and the hip fit, but the waist doesn't fit, you have to make those adjustments. All right, so that's where I put my swatch. I have a space for my sketches, or if it's an inspiration piece, I can print whatever the picture is online and just tape it right there. And again, just a little space where I can put the finished product. I've got a cute little quote on this page. It says, "Sewing mends the soul." I'm challenging myself, as I said already. So I have a start and a finish date. And maybe I'll include a little reward if I can finish a project in a timely fashion. So let me get this page taped in, and we can get started with the first week. All right, here we go with our setup for the first week of February. I'm just going to draw my lines in over my pencil mark that I've already created. I will do a separate video on a later date to show you how I do my grid sheet cheat spacing thing without having to flip back to a cheat sheet. I actually do it with my ruler. I have my ruler labeled, so I'll just do a quick video and show you guys how I do that. These triangles is just an inspiration from the map of Africa, one of the designs that's on the map that I just want to incorporate in the daily spread. I don't usually have like a theme that runs throughout the whole month. This is my first time doing it, whatever little cohesiveness this month have. So I'm excited. The fists, I actually just printed that, and then I use carbon paper to trace it and get it in the book. Black Lives Matter, just another little quote to keep the spotlight on the issue. Some people say all lives matter, and that is true, but a lot of times Black lives isn't included in all. So until Black lives are part of all, we've got to just highlight it and pull it out and just let it be known. um, Here for the spacing that I did with my days, I don't have enough space on the spread to do all 7 days, so I have to add an insert to add 2 more days. Um, so this is pretty easy, just like how I did the quote page, the little fold out quote page. That's how I'm going to do the little insert. So, my trusty small bullet journal, just get that, pull the pages out, and size it for what I need. And there we go. I tap it in with washi tape, but when I do the flip through, you see it's a little bit different, because the washi tape ended up being in the middle of the day, and that just felt weird. So I put the page in a different way. and you'll see that when I do the final flip through. For the header on this page, I just used washi tape that have kind of geometric pattern, trying to tie the theme all together. um, so I just tap that in for the headers and then just write the date and the day on each of those. I used the Uniball gel pen and that worked pretty well, except I didn't wait for the page to dry before I turned it. And so it smudged. So I had to go over it a couple of times to make sure it was vibrant and was easy to read. But after doing that, it was fine. It came out pretty good. Just adding a little color, the color theme. I'm trying to use the red, green, and yellow throughout this month. Um, Again, trying to be cohesive and having a theme. We'll see how that works for me because I'm usually eclectic and each week is usually different. But we'll see how that works. And just a quick setup, I'm just going to set one day up to show you guys how I set my day up. I like my schedule like this. I like to schedule each hour on one line. And so I can just write in what I need to do for that time or whatever. I track a waterlog. I do a waterlog each day. And to make it fun and creative, I just pulled in another pattern from the map on the quote page, just for some little something cute. All right. On Sunday, it's going to be Super Bowl Sunday. So I got this paper from Joann's, and just to add a little something. I don't do a whole lot of doodles and stuff like that. So just to add some excitement, we will be watching the game. We are a football family. So we're going to have ribs and chips and dips and some beer. So we're going to have a good time on Sunday. Let me know who y'all are rooting for. I'm going for the young buck. I'm going for Mahomes. Brady has been there enough times. So make some room for some young guys to come in and put their mark on the sport as well. When I do my flip through, you'll see I change this up a little bit and make that little football thing a pocket where I could slide things in because I realized Sunday was very small. And if I have a journal entry, I wouldn't be able to fit anything in there. All right, so so here we go with our week 2. And just like the week before, I have to add an extra um, page in for the extra 2 days. All right, so again, I'm doing this way, but when I do the flip through, you'll see that it's going to be different because it just looks a little bit cleaner the way that I do it now without the washi tape breaking the page up. All right, the quote for this week again is by Marcus Garvey, and it says, "She makes one happy, then miserable. You are to her kind, then unkind. Constant, yet inconstant. Thus, we have woman. No real man can do without her." And I thought that was cute and fitting for this week with Valentine's at the way my book is set up. Valentine's is at the end of the week. Um, so I thought that was a cute little thing to add there. Um, Marcus Garvey was an orator and a great, great speaker and said some profound, clever things. So I hope you guys will maybe look him up and learn a little bit about him. Um, so for the header this week, I'm just laying some color down, the red, yellow, and green again, trying to keep it cohesive. And I'll do that for the header. Then I'll come back and put the day and the dates on that spot. And again, creative juices are required because, of course, I messed up and put Monday and Tuesday where Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to go. So I'm just going to cover it up and keep it moving. No sweat. Do not sweat over these mistakes. It's your bullet journal. You're going to look back on it and probably don't even remember why you covered that up like that. So do what you need to do to fix it if you make a mistake like that, and keep on moving. I've made tons of mistakes in my book, especially after you do your pencil sketch and then have to trace it. And a lot of times when you trace it, you're not really thinking about what you're writing, or you're not, spelling it out. So any little thing can happen. Um, for Valentine's Day, I'm just going to put this little heart. I don't know if I'm going to do something with it later, but just to symbolize the day, I just kind of isolate it that way. Just finishing up with the grid lines here. And I'm telling you, it's awesome being able to lay this layout down without having to go back to a
Okay,
cheat sheet.
so we're into week 3, and I cut the 2 or 3 minutes it took me to make that terrible mistake. I wanted to do this on black paper and forgot that I said that I wanted to do it on black paper. So I started working on my regular white paper. So now here I am cutting my black paper, sizing it, and getting it into the journal. But first, I just copied the quote for this week onto the black paper. And the quote for this week is: "The man who is not able to develop and uses his mind is bound to be the slave of the other man who uses his mind." Again, Marcus Garvey, very, very clever. And that could extend into anything. It's not just about black and white, it could be anything. So you could be enslaved to the modern day stuff where you're constantly in a rat race trying to gain more rather than spending time and, um, knowing the importance of family and that type of stuff. You're in a rat race of constantly trying to gain. It could be any number of things. It could be for us ladies doing all this crazy stuff to our body. We're enslaved to that image. So we do all these crazy things to our bodies, trying to what? Prove what? Be what? Instead of loving ourselves the way that we are. So it could translate to anything. And I thought that was an appropriate quote. This black paper is not one of those bullet journal black paper. It's just a regular gel pen notebook paper that I actually found this notebook at the thrift store for like $1. So I was excited and I snatched it up. So I just cut the paper to size and tape it in with my double-sided tape. And we're ready to go. We're ready to plan on this page. So I'm just going to copy my quote. I'm using the Uniball gel pen on this page because that's the only thing that I have that will show up on the black paper. I'm using the gold one for the quotes. I'm going to use the white and silver to make sure that it shows up. All right. And then this is my. So on this page, guys, I started off with just some pencil sketches of the grid space, but I end up not even making those lines prominent because I like how open and clean this page ended up being. And I'm putting in my extra day again, and I did use a washi tape. And even though it was super cute, the tape is very cute, I still removed it and did my new insert technique because, again, I love how clean this page looked. But I'm telling you, now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty cute. But it's okay. We can do that another time. Yeah. And I took all that time to get it sized in and everything so nicely. Um, yeah, but it's really cute the way it is now. Again, you're gonna see in the flip through. Can't wait to do the flip through because I did make a lot of little changes and added some details. So just, stay tuned. We're almost through. Um, just using the gel pen to put in my day and date on this page. And I'm double checking because I was like, what's going on? And you see that I did put my piece of paper behind the gel to make sure that it didn't smudge. And just join all the way around, like holding hands, kind of a unity type of a message. And the quote says, if we as a people realize the greatness from which we came, we would be less likely to disrespect ourselves. Again, Marcus Garvey, just that's like mic drop. Isn't that so appropriate for today? Yes, that was great. For this page, I switched the layout up a little bit. I went with a more horizontal layout rather than the vertical. And, just with some variety and to change it up a little bit. I almost made it through the entire month with a theme or not changing too much. With this layout, I kept it simple with the Jamaican colors. I think it's a fitting way to end February with the yellow, green, and black to represent me, myself, and Mr. Garvey. And, just as a nice, clean finish to this month's setup. And I'm excited. So now these are just some pictures that I printed and cut out. And I'm just trying to find a place, a home for everybody, trying to find somewhere to put them. These are just random pictures online. Some are from I, what is it? iShutter or something. And, a lot of times if you sign up or get on their email list or something, you can get these pictures for free, or some of them are just free online. So here they are. I just try to find a place to put them to decorate and help bring some joy to the book. That elephant is so cute, but I could not find somewhere to put him. Yeah, so I got my drum right there, just trying to find things that embody Africa or just our heritage, our culture. So, all right, nice little tree. Okay, so this is the preliminary flip through. This is before I went and made all the corrections and color them in and did all the fancy stuff and made all the changes that I said I made. All right. So that's it for that. And then here is the final finished product flip through national. I still have to fix. I know my project page. So I'm ready for my February. So, hey, waterlogs and my mask all colored in there. And you see on that first page, you don't see the washi tape anymore, right? And that's the little pocket that I talked about creating. Yep. So you can always make notes on that or whatever and just stick it in there. All right. So you see how I changed up the waterlog, just a big triangle, and if it's filled in for the day, that means I drank all my water. Just trying to bring some different random ways of keeping track. And here's that all black page, and I kept it clean. I didn't put the grid lines in. hmm Cute. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And I noticed that on this black paper, colored pencils also worked pretty well on the black paper. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. I hope you guys enjoy this plan with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe and just,